good? I might be chewing in the background because I'm currently eating carrots and cherries right now by itself. But the new map, um, I've decided to make a new attack hero video. Remember, I used to do defense strats on setups, site setups. You ban people, pick the operators, you sub in two people if you don't want certain people, and then vice versa for attack and defense. Um, my most popular one had to be Layer with Gridlock, Glass, and I think it was somebody else. But yeah, I think Sense as well. But yeah, I'm here to do it on the new map. I call the new map Casamigos Casino. If you don't know, Casamigos is a liquor drink. It's a spirit drink, and I call it that because I want to. But yeah, I thought it was just pretty cool to do that. So let's just let's let's just get into the video right now. Let's just get into the video right now. So on the attack side, get my handy dandy notebook. I have Finka, Fuse, Ying, Line, and Sins. If you don't want Fuse, go Zozo, aka Zofia. If you don't want Sins, you can go Nomad. And the reason why I say Finka, because a lot of times people don't prioritize health when it comes to attacking. When is the last time you saw a Finka in Pro League? Think about that. When someone's far away, when someone needs to get res like quick as possible, when someone can't physically, when someone's next to you but they can't physically let go of their ADS to res you. They have to, stick this or, they have to get the kill first and then get the res off, all that extra stuff. So when it comes to that, it's very, it's, it's very difficult to be a part of that when you can't actually contribute to trying to heal somebody. So Finka is someone that you for sure use. But in this case, we're gonna go one by one based not in order, but we're gonna go by based off what I think should be not prioritized first, but what should be explained first. So we're gonna do Fuse. And if you don't know, I'm doing the worst part of the map. We are doing betting room and what? Bar. And I'm gonna show you guys before I actually do my thing. This is what the setup would look like as a defender. Punch holes mean reinforce, and obviously this speaks for itself. So if you see any hole that's punched, that means you're supposed to reinforce this as a defender. And then it would be visualized based on what you're looking at or what you're trying to do, reinforced, reinforce, vault, based on here. You have feet holes here, a reinforced stat. A little secret, as a defender, this I have it on this side because you can lay down inside the room and shoot their feet. And what's cool about that, if they take this too fast, they have to vault through it. They just can't run through it. They have to vault. From a defender point of view, you could shoot their feet and shoot the exhaust. If they want to kill you, they have to lay down as well. You can see them, you know what I'm saying? So you can they're not gonna go prone as they walk up, but they're gonna drone first, obviously, and then you can just, use your defense skills and then shoot them. As well as on this side, I want this to be reinforced based on just like the weird area it is. And then it was one more I had. This is main lobby. So when they come out main lobby, you can see their feet walking up as a defender. But we're not here for that. We're here for attackers. But this is what reinforce that. This is what the site looks like as a defender. If I were defending, I wouldn't know how to honestly defend unless I actually put myself in that spot. But that's me defending site if I were a defender. But now let me explain the attack formation. Um, Obviously, I was thinking about banning Warden. So my bans for defenders, I've banned Tubadao, Aruni, and Mute. I'm not sure for the third one, but I just got Mute. I'm thinking Valkyrie, but I'm gonna stick to Mute. And to give myself a better challenge for attack, I banned who was it? Ram, Habana, and Thatcher. Habana for one, hatches. Ram two because every flooring I've noticed is like soft, so Ram can get out of here. And Thatcher can EMP anything. Mozzie's visual, pulse scanner if you could see it. Anything that runs on batteries, literally, he can see it. So in a scenario where you want to attack bedding and bar, most people might go mirror, the mirror here, the mirror here. Anywhere the mirror can see in and out of sight or based off just, or honestly too, let me drag this on a bit. Where is it? Right here, yeah. Off sight. This wall is connected to sight. So as this wall. And when it comes to this wall, this is honestly just an opposite side of the main lobby area. So when they come through main lobby area, they're going through the footholds before and after in roulette, you know? So as an attacker, it would be difficult to walk through there because of feet holes. I would do knee holes because when I found out knee holes were kind of useful, I guess I'll up it to knee holes. But for now, feet holes. And then you have like a one-way, or two-way actually, to go through here and there. So as a defender, you know, it would be tricky for an attacker to honestly push that. So what I want to explain was the inside. So where could Fuze be fusing at to actually get kills? You know what I'm saying? Like where? Like what? You can tell it's not hard. I mean, it is hard, you know, to honestly get certain spots. But like I said, mirror here, mirror instead of here, mirror facing here. Anything that has like a possible mirror or somebody stationed to a spot where they could get fused out, they could get poked out. Well, not poked out. Well, I would say poked out. Poked out just meaning that they can get exposed. I guess I'll just say exposed. Yeah, exposed or even killed by a frag or someone just coming up. So first things first, as Fuze, you would bring can openers. Bring can openers to get the hard breaches. They might go Kaede, so if you don't want to ban mute, ban Kaede. So you can get cans and you just get the hatches. And now when you get both hatches actually, because remember Ying and Zozo have can openers. So you don't have to rely on Fuze. And this is sight. You can see here as well. Can't really see on here, but you know, angle. That's about it. And I've noticed another thing too. This is soft. This is soft. So anybody who's trying to play this can easily get C4'd by a defender. But for the attacker, privilege, I guess. The attacking privilege is you can break this to watch for the C4s coming out or making sure no one flanks too hard on you. You know, instead of trying to sit here and watch, you can break the whole floor and just make sure they don't come through the doors and flank you or C4 you. So when it comes to Fuze now, you're gonna do certain spots when it comes to Fuze. You would want to do something like the edge of something. So instead of it going like left, right, up, and down, it's gonna go farther, for which is gonna probably get the rotation. It's probably getting its doorway. It's gonna probably reach here to a point as if someone wants to run away from this being broken, they immediately run into two fuse charges here and on the door. So, your maps go, I guess, say here. So now when you break the hatch and they can't run away, they're gonna possibly only run inside of here because you can't fuse that. It is soft, hard. So when you want to get someone to get out of the rotation, or like I said, the door or this little small cut, or if they get scared and this gets open, he can't run back. You can get them from the door, the cut here, and possibly the rotation. You probably won't hit them, but depending on how you do it, let me see. You probably can't hit them from the rotation. I won't OD it, but if you can, try your best. You can't. So this is probably the only safe space to honestly, not get hit by a fuse charge. And also you have obviously above the rotation. And the same thing with Finka. When is the last time you saw a fuse in Pro League? You don't see that often. Like, probably at all. You don't see that. No, that's probably 2 kills right there, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Probably a couple kills. So fuse is just someone to suppress, honestly. If they try to come through, you can fuse that hallway. You could destroy any util. Look at that. See? Any util that comes to support this wall, like probably bandit, like anything, like, yeah, bandit. That's the only thing. Bandit, Kaid, yeah, best I can think of is just 2 operator because Tube is banned. So bandit, Kaid. It's just you would want to like I said, fuse is just a suppressed operator. I don't want to make it too confusing, like too much gibberish, but yeah, fuse is just a suppressed operator. If you don't want fuse, you can go Zofia. The same thing too with Zofia. Honestly, bring can openers if you need to. You can. You have three concussions and 3 impacts, so it shouldn't be that hard to get what you want out of Zofia because you can. You know what I'm saying? The thing I like to do with claymores is the one laser method. The one laser method is a good method to use. What else? Yeah, this is something, and I don't pick Zofia first because I want Fuse to be recognized for what he can do. Like Zofia, I can do. I can clear this, but in order to clear it, I have to put my face in it. That's the only thing that I didn't pick Zofia first. So if you don't want to use Fuse, you can definitely use Zofia. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's just clearing it and then putting my face in it is like, that's too much work. Not too much work, but it can be dangerous. And Finka is Finka. Same thing like Fuse. Same thing with her. When is the last time you saw a Pro League team use Finka? Prioritize your health. If you're far away, I can't res you. I can boost you. And not only that, when it comes to, I guess, shield in a way, I think it doesn't give you extra health. But it does give you, yeah, I think it does give you extra health on the Finka boost. So if you take 2 shotgun shots, you might need 3 to kill you or even knock you. if you get blown by a C4 and it knocks you, immediately you're gonna get rezzed because of the Finka boost. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it puts you back into the game quick as possible. You know, and honestly, it's prioritized. You know, you want to do too early, not too late. Do it just right, and you be just fine. You know, it's like it gives you, I guess, over armor. If you play Warframe, you know that what that means, like over armor. So it's your health, your shield, and it's your over armor that protects your shield, and then it's like a whole like a armor plate that protects your shield and health. So you're basically immune. So it's like that's just how it works for Finka in my head. But yeah, Finka is self-explanatory, and then you have Ying. I've always liked the Ying, bro. Just it's over this one thing. Oh yes, and your gadgets do matter. Fuze, bring can openers. Ying, bring your mother trucking smokes because you already have someone else to bring can openers, which is gonna be, I would say have Zofia on can openers if you don't pick Fuze, but Fuze, can openers, Ying, smokes, and smoke, not smoke. Finka, bruh, I'm a bot. Ying and Fuse can be a perfect duo. What you mean? How? Why? Do we forget? Did we forget? Obviously, you would want rotations up, back and forth for your teammates if you're upstairs attacking because you don't want to keep going through doorways and get caught in a crossfire. So obviously, you would go through Cigar and go through Hum. I call this bitch Hum. Hum. You would make a rotation for yourself and your team to go back and forth. You don't want to be stuck in one room going through a doorway. You get clapped. No, make a rotation for yourself. It's okay. Okay, it's okay. You're safe for now. You know. But the cool thing about Ying is she can deploy her semi charges on walls and on the floor. And how do you know that you can deploy it on the floor? You have to look you have to look directly down and you cannot see the trajectory. If you see the trajectory, you're gonna throw it. If you don't see it, it's gonna put it on the ground. That's how you know that you are doing it correctly. And again, Ying and Fuse can be a perfect duo because when you Ying the floor and when you fuse it, they have nowhere to run and nowhere to look at. So they're honestly running through walls, well, running into walls and just looking like a idiot in the sight because they're flashed and they're getting fused. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to Ying, I like to hot drop, especially what map is it? Especially on Consulate when the enemy team is downstairs garage and it's that hatch in that one room. I forget what it's called. I'm a bot. But I like to Ying the floor, time it, and then immediately just drop it. So when I drop, like they're just all dead, you know? Even though this isn't sight, I know that it's not sight, but it's in me spinning myself. But that's just what I like to do. And I'm not saying, well, go Warden. Yeah, but when you fuse and Ying charge, Warden had to do two things. Run away and also have to not get surprised by someone dropping the hatch. Because again, Ying could see through her summer charge as much as Warden can see through smokes and flashes. So you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make it does make a difference because he's a C4, but it won't make a difference because you can see each other, you know? So it's like the only disadvantage is just me dropping and I can't ADS. That's it. And that's why I have a shotgun. But yeah, you can time Fuse and Ying. You can time it. Throw one inside. When that pops off, and then you can immediately just kill anybody who's in the way. Literally, bro. Anybody. Just be careful you don't fuse your teammates. Please. You just boom, bang, pop, throw your smoke down, blah, 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 and you just keep going back and forth. And when it comes to an execute, obviously you would want to prioritize your Ying charges more than your fuses, because you can get plant down, die, have fuse upstairs, fuse above the diffuser, and just fuse it. That's cool and all, but things happen in that split second. And then um, when it comes to reinforcements for fuse, it takes a minute for it to actually drill and then actually deploy. So you would want to have your smokes to cover off certain areas. You don't want you don't want certain people to have certain angles on your teammates or yourself. Just because you're upstairs doesn't mean that you're safe. A C4 could fly, a flank could fly, a floor bank could fly, or just timing in itself can honestly fuck you because you can't drop hatch. You have to go downstairs, and there's all that extra noise, running, walking. So you want to honestly support your teammates with your smokes, your claymores, your damn near your util. So you would smoke up certain things to make teammates walk up. Like smoke off that your guy here could walk up. He could walk up freely without running about two different sides. And he just worry about this. Someone's here. Swing it. Kill him. A guy here. He's stuck. I can watch him for you. Like he can't move. I'm here. Like just, get that kill. I'm here. I can watch it. He's dead. So like it's just not trying to play for yourself, but honestly supporting your team when you can. And sins, I want to bring claymores. I would bring grenades and or a can opener, but this is why I want to play claymores. This freaking wall here. I can't break stuff down. I have to shoot it down. I'm sorry. Remember when I talked about main lobby? So when it comes to main lobby, people can honestly play upstairs to cover betting and roulette room. No, roulette? Yeah. No, betting and bar. See what I mean? This is one thing that attackers could do to cover from upstairs. Is to take this exit crane window. You can look at the entrance. You can look at down the hall. You can look. You can low-key go upside down, and you can look. Where's that's the door? Yeah. Towards here, and also toward when they come out like the cut. So that's the two-way I was talking about when it came to Ying. So here and here. You can watch that when they come through. Or here. So when it comes to an actual execute, you would have your Ying, your Fuse upstairs, Ying, fusing, your Finka, boosting people, just, chilling, blah, blah, blah. And then you have Sense. So what I would do is this. Put a claymore here. If these mother truckers have no eyesight and they walk towards here, would it reach? Let's test it out. If these guys want to walk through here, it doesn't reach. What? If these guys walk through here, it's not gonna hit them. That is a crazy drone hole. It is not going to hit them. But if they want to actually like get tunnel visioned and try to take some might wide swing, but depending on how bad the attackers have sight, they might narrow. They honestly might narrow. They might narrow to check, and boom, they die. Or they might impact this just to get a better view of sight, and then narrow swing, and that was the claymore. But I'm surprised it doesn't reach. But yeah, claymore there. And also, when it comes to taking the site itself, is that drone hole on the other side of the wall? Oh no, it's not. When it comes to taking site itself, obviously you can't put a claymore here because they won't hit it. They're gonna see it. But the other claymore can go down here. When it comes to defending, they're gonna reinforce. Open. Throw C4s. If you're on the windows, they will throw C4s at you, or make this a hole and look above or under and shoot you, or C4 you, whatever. But for sure, they will be playing under C4s, impacts, you know. Always drone, always drone. Even though site is on first floor, always drone second floor and basement. They're gonna play downstairs, C4s, impacts, floor bang you, you know, all that good stuff. Sorry, yeah, the claymore. The claymore, when you come through this hatch, hold on. W niece. But yeah, the claymore. Sorry, I was with my niece. Claymore here. You may think, why do you have it on here? When you drop the hatch, and this is not even sight. That's one thing. So let's just say you want to do like you want to clear basement. Drop the hatch. You clear it. You immediately put the claymore here. Why? Because this is where the flank starts. The flank starts from here. If you have, you know, reinforcements, like I said, the holes mean reinforcements, and these guys want to flank you, remember Sins or whoever is on crane watching here and here. But if they're already on the opposite side, they're gonna obviously want to flank you from a different approach. Like, obviously, they can flank you here and go up top, but like I said, again, the person here is gonna catch them flanking, so they're gonna obviously go the longer way and try to come down towards you and C4 or maybe impact you, but the claymore, you know, the claymore is here. So it's gonna be much harder to honestly. It won't be harder, but it's gonna obviously slow down time for them to get to you, because again, this is wait, is this sight? Hold on, hold up, let me check. Is this sight? No. That's the bathroom. But when they come down to flank you, when they're getting held by the crane exit window, they're gonna, you know, go the longer way, and that's a smart idea, because if you can't go short, go long, you know. So they long, come down, they flank, Claymore's there, and they can't really C4 you impact because the claymore is there. It's not gonna obviously waste a lot of time, but it's gonna obviously waste something. If they have one claymore or like one impact, they're gonna impact it. Or if they're smart, they're gonna beat the corner and they'll shoot it. You know? So, and that alone can honestly cause noise. It can, you know, kind of be obvious. You know, it's not gonna stop a actual person from flanking you, but it's gonna obviously give you time to think about where could this other person be. You know, so that's just one claymore, and then, you know, here and here is, you know, walls, so they can't honestly take full control without going through a doorway. And I would talk about this side, but I don't really know much about this side. I honestly hate this side. I don't play this at all. I hate this, bro. Hate it. So stupid. But yeah. But anywho, Sin walls. I really hope I did do my best explaining this. But when it comes to Sins is not gonna be coming from upstairs. She could. He could. It could. But she's not going to be doing that. She's going to be coming from this part of the map, open lobby, which is going to be this lobby entrance here. The what? Cashier side. And I say that because when Sense comes through here, she can cover off most of the line of sight with flanks with her ability. That's closed off. That's clear. If you want your teammate to walk through here, you could put a Sense wall there. Obviously, you're gonna want to have improvise. You're gonna want someone. Look at that. See? Drone hole. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna want to cover your team when it comes to certain things, because I'm not gonna lie, it is difficult to throw a Sense roly-poly without it doing its own little thing. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. Like, you expect it to do one thing, it does the total opposite. You know what I'm saying? So that's one way of controlling the room of an area. You would make your way around appropriately. I'm just cheating because I'm going through side back and forth. Appropriately, because you don't want to get killed. That's the worst thing. You don't want to die trying to put roly-polies down because you have no clue what's going on with your teammate. You know what I'm saying? Where's that drone hole at? Where is it? Interesting. And then when you look at it, it creates a dimension. I will say a dimension. You would want it to make sure it hits the wall, so it can go back down and cover a little bit of the feet holes, maybe. So probably something like this. Nice. So you have one more. And of course you have here a defender could sit here and watch the hop in, the drone hop in here and throw a C4 if they're flexible. Only if they're flexible, they're gonna sit here. A C4 alone could change everything. But again, if they're flexible, they will sit here. They can watch the feet holes, drone holes, hop in the window, and also a C4 above you. Above them, make you dead. You know, GG's. The last one, an actual execute. I would like to put it here to give you space to actually walk in. But now when it comes to wanting to do an execute, I keep saying that shit back and forth. A C4 will fly through here. A C4 will fly through here. This should be a fake execute, because what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? When it comes to defenders who wants to hold the window and watch the walk up on staircase, they're completely blind by the opposite side. And that doesn't mean anything, but when it comes to an execute, you're going to have to be moving based off what is going on the attack side. Because again, if it's an execute, you might die because hatch is open, a grenade, a smoke, a fuse charge won't reach you. But you know, anything that can cover you from not actually moving to progress can have you stuck on holding something where no one's actually there, you know? Because in your rightful mind, you're going to think someone's still here, but reality, they're actually not. Probably on the door. They're probably already walking up back staircase, you know? Like, they're already in a position where it can benefit them, you know? So be mindful when people do fake sin walls. And then the one in the hallway. Anybody who wants to shoot you from upstairs can't shoot you because you have it covered. You could walk in, you know? And when it comes to the lobby take, if you have a teammate who's already close enough in lobby, they can sit, you know? A C4 might fly through here, but they're trusting the feet holes to confirm something rather than the entrance. And then you have this one that could be a potential plan. Ah! Maybe. But I think I got through all the operators. I didn't. Lion. But do I have to? No. Because Lion is self-explanatory. But for the sake of it, I'll do Lion. Do retry. And I only pick Lion because he's not only simple, but it's something reliable. If I'm moving too fast for an operator as a defender and they cannot keep up with me, like Visual, Ella, now Jaeger's a 3-speed. Jaeger, not only 3-speed operators, but operators who are really annoying on the roam. Don't see much R6X, but you know, just to throw it out there, Lion is simple and he's like the bottom line of fundamentals. Don't move, you be fine. You think that though, you know what I'm saying? If you don't move, you probably die. You know, so it's like it's a 50-50 with Lion. Good and bad. So, I mean, I don't got much to say, but it's low-key self-explanatory. The Lion could honestly, you know, line scan. That's when the Ying goes off, the Fuze goes off, you know, probably the Finka be more aggressive, LMG, just shooting shit. Again, Fuze goes off, Yings go off, you scan again, you push forward, you watch it rotate, you watch that, the feet holes, whoever wanna come back to site, here as well. I banned Habana because of hatches and the wall. Ban Kaid, as well, you know, walking in, nading that, whoa. Nading that on the backside, scan, can't run through, dead, you know. You have this room here, you can nade it from, you know, direction you want to do it, but they're not safe, but they're vulnerable. You have here, and that window you can get a kill from. Yeah, that's pretty much Lion. And then with, who was it? Nomad. Same thing with Nomad. Kind of self-explanatory. It does matter about what util you use, because why would you use breaches if you want to be more aggressive, you know? So with Nomad, self-explanatory. You would air, go inside. Anyone flanking or roaming, whatever, you air jab. They can't come back up. They're just stuck. Like I said, defenders will probably break this open to C4 anyone on these two windows. So that's scary. Being aware of your surroundings is one thing, but also knowing your surroundings is a different thing. Excuse me. Any flanks that come from defenders, if they're here, they watch here, the drone, and the walk-in, the window, the C4, the Nomad, the air jab could honestly, if you break this, a C4 will fly out. But if you air jab on that flash, they have no choice but to take the air jab, take the flash, and have 3 different people hop in on him. You know? So it takes a lot of util to clear out one person, which is crazy, which, you know, is a point of this defender here. But anyways, Yeah, watch that. The air jab flies out. He goes back, flashes 1-2. He gets rushed. He's dead. GG's. And then when it comes to upstairs now, I would do breaches. Now, when it comes to upstairs, it's a bit different. Nomad will play a little bit slower, but she would honestly try to get not flanks, but just the way of things. One would be here. You don't want them to actually flank you. Like, I guess I won't say force a C4, but make sure they get the C4s out the way, you know? That's one thing. We may pop, you can't flank us. They go around, you would want to make sure you have both air jabs in a position where if they do come in, you can kill them. That's their air jab. The common angle is going to be here, obviously. This door. You can make a head host to cover that for yourself as an attacker. You break that. Someone is already in here. You can close them off. I won't say throw it in there because you don't know where they're at. The air jab don't take that much space. But if it's safe enough, you can say, you know, last guy is going to be in wine stock. You can close off wine stock, make your guy plant, and he has nothing. That guy who's in wine stock can't do anything but take that previous rotation on that wall, look through the feet holes, or immediately go to the opposite side of sight. Or to kill you, they have to flank you, and they can't because you have air jabs everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the small things that matter. And when it comes to clearing certain things, even though this is sight, you would want to try to clear things that aren't sight. Like, for example, if you want to make sure someone is not purposely ratting, you would want to make vert on the guy who's possibly ratting, you know? And that comes from their previous rotation. You could put a you could put a what you call it, a air jab on that as well, and just like honestly make it so small, simple. Just shoot your air jab, boom, make bot. They can't rotate back and forth. The door is closed. That is explode. You could honestly reach that. You could reach that. That is the cool thing about it, bro. You could reach that shit. Boom. Here. They come through, air jab that. They can't walk back and forth now, and you can take this whole upstairs based on what is in front of you. So, yeah. Boom. I think I did my best. Like always, have fun.